Hi guys, here's review 1 again, picking up with question 7. It says, which of the following is the inverse of y equals 5 to the x? Inverse, remember, means switch your x and y. So we're going to take the x and y and switch them. So we get x equals 5 to the y. But unfortunately, that does not match any of my answer choices. All of my answer choices are written as a log. So from here, we're going to have to rewrite this. 5 is our base. Y is our exponent. X is our A answer. So log B. Rewriting this, we're going to have a log of base 5. The A was X. And it equals E, the Y. So looking at my answers here, answer choice 4 matches. So the big thing here was to remember that inverse means switch your x and y. So if you went right at the beginning and converted y equals 5 to the x as a log, you would have ended up with the wrong answer by accident, answer choice 1. You want to make sure that that x and y get switched at some point. All right, question 8. Element X is a radioactive isotope such that every 47 years, its mass decreases by half. Given that the initial mass of a sample of element X is 30 grams, how long would it be until the mass of the sample reached 22 grams to the nearest tenth of a year? So word problem again, we're going with one of our formulas. The word compound, once again, does not show up anywhere. And we are decreasing. So this now is going to be our decay formula. All right, A is the final amount. We are reaching 22 grams. So A is 22. P is the initial amount. We are starting with 30 grams. So P is 30. And the mass is decreasing by half. That is your rate, 1/2. So it's 1 minus 0.5, which gets me just 0.5 in there. Now this one has the word every in there. It's not happening all the time, this decrease. It is happening every 47 years. So remember, the word every means to divide. So you are taking your exponent t and dividing it by the 47. And now we're back to solving a problem like we did in question 6. So we're going to start by dividing out the 30. They were being multiplied, so we want to divide. Now this is not a nice decimal that comes out, so I'm going to leave it as a fraction after dividing. We now have an exponential with one exponent, so we have our base, exponent, answer. So going to log Bay form, we have log with this base of 0.5. The A is 11 over 15. E is t over 47. This log with the base, again, can go into your calculator. So once again, alpha window, choice 5. We have 0.5, and then 11 divided by 15. Remember, do not round. There is still more math that has to be done here. So I am using the entire decimal from my calculator screen. And until that t is by itself, I cannot do any rounding. So right now t is being divided by 47. So we're going to multiply the 47 to the other side. And now at this point is when you can round because you are done with the math. It says to the nearest tenth of a year. So you should get 21.0. Even though that tenths place is a 0, it does still have to be included since that is the decimal place that they wanted us to round to. So my final answer is 21.0. All right, question 9. It says, write the log equation as an exponential equation. You do not need to solve for x. So notice this log, unlike the others we've seen, does not have a base there. Remember, this is called your common log, and the common log is implied. It is a base 10. So this is really log base 10 of 5x minus 3 equals 4x. So because I am currently in log form, logs are bay. So rewriting this as an exponential, our base is 10, our exponent is 4x, and it equals the A answer, which is 5x minus 3. No solving, we rewrote it, so that is your final answer. Question 10. A quantity with an initial value of 410 decays exponentially at a rate of 75% every 8 days. What is the value of the quantity after 1 week to the nearest hundredth? Okay, word problem again. So going to my formulas, the word compound does not show up. It is decaying, so we are using our decay formula. Now we are looking for the final value, so we don't know what A is. P, the initial amount, is 410. R, the rate, is 0.75. It's happening every 8 days. So remember, the word every means that you are dividing. Now, the thing to be careful with here is this is now all representing days. We want the value of the quantity after 1 week. So that means that when I plug in my number for T, it should be in days just like the rest of the formula. We should know that 1 week equals 7 days. So plugging in for T here, we should be plugging in a 7 because 1 week is 7 days. And at this point now, this whole thing can go straight into your calculator. Type it in, round where they tell you to, nearest hundredth, so 2 decimal places. And you should get 121.89. All right, question 11. Algebraically solve for x. So now this is a log that unfortunately cannot go into my calculator because there is an x with it. So right now, again, logs are bay. So this spells out bay. So rewriting in exponent form, that should be 4. We have our b base is x plus 3. E, the exponent, is negative 5 over 4. And it equals the A answer, which is 1 over 32. Just like an earlier problem, you are going to take the reciprocal of the exponent. They cancel out on the left, so you're left with x plus 3 equals. On your calculator, you will type in 1 over 32 to the power negative 4 over 5. Unlike one of the questions on the front, this denominator of this exponent is odd, so we are going to just take the answer the way the calculator gives it as 16. No plus minus when the denominator is odd. From here, subtract the 3, and you should get that x is equal to 13. Okay, last question, number 12. It says Oliver invested $9,200 in an account paying an interest rate of 4.8%, compounded continuously. Assuming no deposits or withdrawals are made, how much money to the nearest cent would be in the account after 18 years? Compound continuously, if you remember, is your PERT formula. So PERT, A is still the final amount, P is still the initial amount, which is the 9,200. E, remember, is the natural exponential. It is a number just like pi. It's right on our calculator. R is 0.048. Just like normal, we still have to convert the percents, the rates, into decimals. And T, the time, is 18. From here, we have everything on that right side. So if I were you, I would go straight to my calculator and we are going to type it in. E, remember, you can do second ln on the left, third button up, or you could do second divide. Type in what we have on our paper, and there is your answer. Make sure it says to the nearest cent is 2 decimal places. So you should get $21,828.22. I hope this helps. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Send me an email, or you could do a comment on Google Classroom. And like I said, hopefully this helps.